Hello everyone and welcome to episode 1. Before we dive into my first week of gym, I have to explain the goal of this series. It's to track my progressions and gradual growth each week. And there are a lot of things I do daily that would get repetitive if I included them each week. So for the sake of time, I posted in my channel all the things I do outside of actually improving my technical gymnastics. Like my daily warm-up, my first turn on each event, my endurance routines, my Mondays, and I even threw in my game plan. So now, let's get into the goals for episode 1. So since it's been a while and I don't have any of these skills, we're going to start with the level 1 skills on each event and trying to get back as much of that as possible. Now this is my weekly plan. As you can see, I only work competitive skills on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. What you won't be seeing are my basics, endurance routines, and strength and conditioning workouts. Just trust that I'm doing them. Now every Tuesday for the next while, I'll be doing high bar and rings. However, week 1, I hadn't solidified this schedule and did high bar and horse, but I switched it up after this week to save my wrist. So Wednesdays will normally be floor, pommel, vault, and P-bars, with the exception that this week we'll swap pommel with rings. And then Friday will be all 6, and Saturday will be up in the air depending how I feel after Friday's debauchery. So without further ado, let's dive into my first Tuesday back on high bar and pommels. So the first turn of mindful skill development, I decided to take out a level 1 skill. Go with the quast. A little loose in the back, but for a first turn, it's not bad at all. I actually stayed away from the stall there because I think my back was hurting from yesterday's strength and conditioning a little bit. But I decided to test out a level 2 skill, hit that straddle Tkachev. Felt super weird. I was lost. I felt so heavy on the catch, didn't get the right turnover. But, that's the way it starts. And then I'm getting my Zuli timers here, because I was terrified just to go for it, as I think any sane person would. Almost made it over on that one, but coach finally talked me into just going for it, and sure enough, muscle memory was still there. I was a little surprised by that, but felt really good, and I could not resist hitting level 2 skill, get that Coleman. First one, not bad, had the mat slide just in case, but second turn, I was like, Andre, don't slide it if it looks good. And it's a little sloppy, but I'll take it for day 1. So I made a bit of a mistake. I didn't know that my camera stopped recording after 15 minutes. So I missed my timer routine. And so normally what it is there's 10 skills that you do in your routine, and I'll plug in either timers or basics for each skill. So I really only felt comfortable throwing the quast in, wasn't ready for the Tkachev or the Coleman in a routine setting. So I did a bunch of taps. I did a blind change, some front giants, a pirouette, a quast, and then a Chinese tap without letting go, because that's all I have at this point in time. But sorry I missed it, my bad, and I'll get you next time. Alright you guys, I'm just going to be honest. I am not even going to put up my level 1, 2, or 3 skills. I'm currently just trying to get, any type of basics done at this point. And my wrist is just hurting too bad. I don't have the confidence when I put it down to really trust that it's going to be able to handle the load. And it's kind of frustrating, don't get me wrong, but I'm hopeful that if I just keep doing these endurance routines, it's where I do 20 push-ups, 20 circles, 15 dips, 20 circles, that I'll still hold on to the memory of doing circles and build endurance. But won't have as much impact as me trying to bend my wrist for these skills. These loops were super painful, and I'm just hoping that over time it can heal up a little bit, because this next part, flares, was just absolutely awful. And you can see I'm just like, nope. And we're off to floor, and first turn is... the hell was that? I was supposed to be doing a back double full, so that didn't go well, but we're slowly picking up the pace. Turn number 3, we're hitting a back 2.5, taking off a level 2 skill, and then a front double full, another level 2 skill. And what are we going to hit next? A double front for a third level 2 skill. So we're knocking some out right now, and We're going to get the back 2.5 punch layout because in connection is really what makes it level 2. And then we're off into our skill replacement turns routine. So get ready. We're going to do a big double front to my butt. Strong start, but can't give up now. We're in for the long haul. We're going to get back to that 2.5 layout for my second pass. And, you know, not too bad. Not too bad. I remember it feeling all right, but, you know, nothing actually feels exactly how it should your first week back in the gym. But next I'm going to do a front double full without the full because I'm just not ready there. And I'm actually pretty winded at this point in time. But I'm going to skip the flare work because my wrists are not feeling good at all. But, you know, we're slowly checking off some things off the list, like this back 1.5 front full, which is a level 1 skill. And then we're going to do the other level 1 skill, a back double full. And we're just really trying to build endurance right now. And being able to go for sticks is going to help me really improve in the long term. And we're going to replace my back triple full, which I definitely am not ready for yet, with just a back double full. And 2 back-to-back sticks. Coach is proud. And we are off to P-bars. And this is look at the level 1 skills. All I got are a stud. So P-bars is kind of stacked, and it might take me a little while before I can get my level 2 and 3 skills in there. So we're going to take it nice and easy. We're going to start with just a little Hanma timer into a Makut's timer. Not actually getting the skills, but we're slowly going to make our way up there. And then we're going to head into a Stutz. There we go. Level 1 skill check. And then a front 1.25 little timer, or dismount timer probably. Let's see what turn number 2 has in store for us. I think we're going to be doing some peaches. Oh boy, that grip was nasty. Yeah, definitely not good. It takes a while to figure out how to put the honey and chalk all together again. And not to mention my back is probably you know, not enjoying the compression on that peach, and, you know, making sure I get those calluses back too, because hands got soft over quarantine, that is for sure. And yet again, there we go, a little bit better of a peach, not totally embarrassing. And oh, rode that all the way to the handstand. So there we go, we got a level 2 skill hitting that peach. So once again, the 15-minute timed out, and I was not able to get my timer routine, but what it did look like was the Hanma timer, the Makut's timer, Healy with the mat slide from Coach, a peach from support, another one trying from handstand that didn't go well, a giant for my Suarez replacement, a front uprise hop for my front 1.25 replacement, and then a bunch of front or reverse pirouettes for my Bovsar and my Tapelt. And then I did a Stutz and a front uprise to try to mimic my dismount. So that's what it was. It wasn't pretty, but I promise next time I'll get it. On to vaults. I always like to start with a couple layouts just to make sure that, you know, I'm getting some good upright chest in the board position. And then, you know, gonna run through. These really are some pretty ugly landings. I probably should have had another mat or just more coordination. But, you know, that's how it's gonna start. Now for rings, I did 1 turn of my comp warm-up, which I didn't feel like I should include. If you want to check it out, it's in my comp warm-up video in my YouTube channel. But I just didn't feel like I could push it beyond that with my shoulders for Yamawakis or Giants. Just not quite there yet on the day or week 1. So instead, I decided just to do Dream Machine, get my elbows strengthened while I do some ring strength. It takes half your body weight off. So it's a very safe and easy way of, you know, hitting the positions and trying to work good positions. Nice hollow hold, slight arch through the hips so you can be flat. But, you know, just flexing the muscles and trying to get stronger because it's going to be a big jump once I go to the real rings. Friday, baby. Everyone loves Friday. Mainly not me because this is the hardest day of the week. I still love it though. But this is where we're doing our 1-on-6, our competition day. And we're not going to do any new skills. We're going to do only the skills that we acquired on Tuesday and Wednesday. Ooh, look at that beautiful Zuli. Like it never left. I love it. So yeah, that's one of the skills that I'm throwing in there. I'm going to do the Quast in my routine. I'm still going to warm up the skills that I got just for muscle memory to keep that alive. But it's going to be a one and done type of deal. So, you know, I'll miss the first Coleman, even though I probably should have caught that. But don't worry, guys. A little bit of a spoiler. I catch this one. It's still not as clean as I want. My knees could be straighter on that tap. But, so, you know, check that off the list. Got the Tkachev. Wasn't as heavy. Definitely not ideal, but I'll connect that soon. Don't worry. And now we're into the routine. All it takes is, what was that? That was 3 turns, and now it's time for the routine. So getting my taps going, not ready to risk falling on my timer routine with the releases, but still trying to practice good taps so that I will, you know, if I were to have gone for them, would I have caught them? Yes. And it's really all about mental training and peace of mind. And on the Tkachevs, I do not like doing a Tkachev tap where you end up doing a giant over the bar. That's not good technique. If that happens, you're probably going to miss that Tkachev. So that's just a little wisdom I got for you. And so, you know, everything else going pretty well. The Zuli and the Quast don't look too bad. And yeah, I'm not ready for a Chinese tap yet, but get ready for next week. And let's get the show on the road for floor. First turn, we're doing front double full. Oh yeah, I remember this day. These were not good. I was not feeling up to par for floor. So I think I really just told myself, yep, that sold it right there. So I decided, let's just do the routine. Me practicing is not going to do me any good. Let's just, you know, get the lungs moving, get a sweat going, and it actually ended up being better. I didn't sit down that front, that double front, and that 2.5 layout, you know, still sloppy in the legs, but you know, I'll manage it because I felt really heavy today. You know, when you wake up and you just don't feel, you know, primed and ready for greatness. This is one of those mornings. You know, that was a decent double full. Really didn't square up too much. Would have been tough to do a front full out of that, connect it. But after that, we're really just cruising through. Ooh, couldn't even get the stick. That one always stings. It's like a front full. Like, come on, dude. It's alright. I've beaten myself up about it too many times now. And then just a couple back double fulls. Oh, yeah. Oh, couldn't even get the stick there. That's alright, Sam. Today's just not your day. Get that sweat going. Burn calories. Make that the silver lining. Alright, what am I going to do with this final double full? And hey, good enough. And we're back to the dreaded horse. And I can't reiterate enough, my wrist is still not feeling up to par. It's just, you know, it's my right wrist, and the cortisone doesn't seem to be as effective as I was hoping it would be, making pommel horse very frustrating because I just can't post on my right hand like I want. And that's the one like arm that's gonna help give me my extension that I need. And you can see I'm just not getting what I want, and so I get frustrated and decide to call it. Let's just do our pommel circuit, and I'll only talk through it for a little bit, but I do 20 push-ups, 20 circles, 15 dips, and 20 circles. It's a nice little endurance routine, but it gets the heart and lungs going, you know, really works the pommel muscles like the post delt, back of the shoulders, lats. So great exercise, and doing just pommel circles feels fine enough on my wrist, but I'm just not ready to be busting out the skills yet. So in good time, I'm sure it will come, but you guys will see as the weeks go on how things do progress. So I didn't even get the right angle on this. Like, I walk out of camera, peace. So I'm gonna just end it there, and you guys know what my circuit is, so I don't have to refer to it later. And we're into rings. So I did my comp warm-up where I did, you know, tuck yami support and like maybe a little baby giant through to the handstand, but didn't feel like my shoulders were quite ready for the deep impact of a full Yamawaki and Giant. So I decided just to keep with the comp warm-up. Not really any progression, so didn't film it. If you want to check it out, it's in my comp warm-up video in my channel. But what I did miss on Wednesday, I don't know where the footage is my ring endurance. And so my philosophy is, let's do those muscle ups, the dips, the planges to burn out those ring strength muscles. And then the real endurance on rings comes in your handstand hold, because those are going to be your last skills before your dismount. And so I try holding for 30 seconds, and it really becomes to be a challenge. I'm not in the greatest shape, but look how ugly that handstand is. Definitely going to need a lot of work there. But after that, I decided let's go into our ring strength back on the Dream Machine. And I think I was feeling a little bit more spicy today. I just look a little more confident. I think my elbows aren't, creaking as much as they were on Wednesday. So I decided to throw in a Azeri Maltese, Nakayama. Those are my dream skills. Have never competed Azeri Maltese. I've done Nakayama, but really just staying in that Dream Machine so my elbows can get a little bit stronger before we jump up to the bigger rings and hurt those elbows. Now for vault, I'm really trying to ingrain better board position. And you can tell the biggest goal is that I want heel drive all the way from the board to the table. And as I go into the drills, that one wasn't too bad. I start lacking a little bit in my heel drive, and I'll pike with my butt just a little bit. That last one wasn't too bad. You might see it more, a little bit more on that one. But I came off the table really well there, had plenty of height. So it's getting better. I'm just not quite ready to go do it on the big vault because sometimes I miss it. And that was better pre-flight. My legs only had a little split, but I traveled a little too far and didn't get off the table fast enough. So I was super gassed for P-bars. It's the last event in a 1-on-6. And I did this one turn, and then I just did an endurance turn, which is 10 dips, 10-second L hold, press handstand, 10-second hold, 10 handstand push-ups, front uprise, pirouette, swing handstand, hold for 3 seconds, and do that 3 times, and then I called it a day. Alright you guys, so Saturday I was gassed out and didn't do anything really film worthy. I did my comp warm up and tramp stick game. Those videos are in my channel if you want to check those out separately. But in conclusion, I want to just take some time to look back at what we accomplished in this first week. So on Tuesday, high bar we took 7 turns and a timer routine. Pommel we did 6 turns and an endurance routine for a total of 13 turns with 2 endurance routines. On Wednesday, we did floor for 6 turns and a timer routine. P-bar, we did 3 turns and a timer routine. Vault, we took 6 turns. Rings, we did 1 turn of Dream Machine and an endurance routine for a total of 18 turns and 3 endurance routines on Wednesday. And then Friday, we did 3 turns on high bar with a timer routine. We did floor with 3 turns and a timer routine. Horse was 2 turns with an endurance routine. Rings was 1 turn of Dream Machine and an endurance routine. Vault, we took 4 turns. P-bars, we took 1 turn with an endurance routine for a total of 14 turns and 5 endurance routines. And so a grand total for the week was 45 turns and 10 endurance routines. And it's kind of crazy to see that when you take out the warm-up, conditioning, rehab, and rest time between events, you really only take about 15 minutes of actual gymnastics turns a week. But with that being said, it's nice to see what the first step is. We have our foundation, and next week we will build off it. So thanks again for tuning in, and get ready for week 2 coming out soon.